everyone, and welcome back to Astride. Now, you guys may or may not have seen the first video that I made on Astride where I played Astride for the first time, and honestly, I wasn't actually thinking that I was going to play the game. But the horse creator has been on my mind. If you didn't see my reactions to Astride for the first time, you can go watch that video. Now, I really was not meaning to be super negative. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to be honest, and I think that if you're someone who is saving their money, I don't think that this version of Astride is something that you should spend your money on just yet. I still have hopes for this game, and they have released so much information, and I know that game development isn't expensive. It is a long time thing, and they needed to release this version of Astride to meet their government funding contracts and things like that. They actually released a roadmap, so they will continue adding stuff to early access as well, including characters hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I think that since when you buy early access, you do actually also buy the full game, like it'll be more expensive when the full game is released. So you are kind of getting a pretty good discount if you get early access, if you have the money to put into early access. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I really enjoyed the horse creator. I just feel like there was a lot of tweaks. But of course, this is still very early access. I believe they're calling it pre-alpha. I'm not sure. That's just what I've seen a couple of people call it. Let's get into today's video though. Today we're going to be recreating star stable horses in Astride. This is because the horse creator is just so inspirational to me. I was like, there is just so much in-depth thing. I wonder how well I can recreate star stable horses. So I went ahead and I screenshotted, I think I've got like 8 horses or something, I can't quite remember. There's a lot. And we're gonna try and do as much as possible. Some of them are very simple because I wanted to get a chance to play around with both the Tobianos but also the Roans and also all of the different colors like chestnuts, cremellos, blacks, bays, everything. So yeah, let's just get into it. The first horse that we're going to be doing is super simple and easy. My horse Solo Dancer. I cannot remember what this paint horse's nickname is. Alright, I gotta get used to all the controls again. I really want to go to maybe a different location. I don't know where I like to create horses. Okay, I can zoom out a little bit further here, but the lighting isn't as good. But then when you go outside, you've got the sun to think about. Maybe we'll go outside because technically, you know, I took these star stable pictures in an arena at Steve's farm. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, Moira has been sitting here, but she's blocking half of my screen, so everyone say goodbye to Moira. Oh dear. Sleep on your bed, the many beds that I provide her. Okay, and let's get started by turning everything off. Now, do not get me wrong, I think it is absolutely so precious how Moira sleeps and wants to be with me all of the time, sits on my desk and everything, but it could just be so, like, in the way. Alright, let's just... Why am I starting with this one? Okay, I'm gonna name this horse Solo Dancer because I don't remember this horse's nickname. And let's start by getting a nice black. And now I think there is different shades of black as well. Very subtle, but let's see. The Star Stable one doesn't really have brown. Maybe this number 5 is pretty good. Possibly the 6. I don't think I can actually get something as dark for some reason. It's not quite as dark. Now, can I change? I think there's only the black for the mane, which is fine. Obviously, it looks a lot darker on this side. I suppose this side does have, like, direct sun on it. Should we start with the face marking? The face marking is very full. So, let's go through the full markings first because individual, I think will always have, like, that little gap for the individual, like... You know what I mean? So I think that doing a full face marking is going to work the best. Let's see if we have any blazes. Now, this is my second time playing, so I really have not had a lot of time to experiment, look through every single face marking, leg marking, Tobiano pattern, so this might take me a while. Alright, so there isn't actually as many, there's no like bald faces, like the closest we can get are probably these ones here, which I guess we'll have to see what the Tobiano patterns are like. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Can I take the tack off? Is that an option? Also, what's the difference between base and full? Oh no, I've reset everything. No! What have I done? Okay, so I don't think I could take the tack off, which is a little bit unfortunate. But let's turn on the Tobiano. And what kind of legs do we have on this horse? Alright, so we've got basically the full legs. So let's go as high as we can, which looks like it might be the 6. Let's start with the front now. So this is going to be really tricky. Oh gosh. Okay, this one's okay. Moira, she's literally right in the middle. I cannot see the horse right now. Moira, this was amazing when you were a little kitten, but she is not a little kitten anymore. When did you get so big? She's been cuddling. Like, she'll be happy here. This is all she wants. But I cannot provide. I really don't think I'm going to be able to nail this on both sides of the horse. I was kind of hoping so, but I don't know. Alright, so I think it's either front 1, which has this like area under here is a little bit bigger than the one on Star Stable, and same on the face as well, or front 6 as well. It's the same deal though. There's like a little bit too much. I think I might go for front 1 for now. All right, let's work on the back. All right, I thought there was more options than there is. I think I'm gonna go for back 4 though. Now I kind of want to touch up the face marking a little bit. I think I might go for the one that's towards the end. It's still not as big as I would like it, but it's a little bit splotchier. And the horse in Star Stable is a little bit splotchier. So the vibes, you guys, it is all about the vibes. Now, I don't think this horse has any, you know, like duns or roans on him. He's not like dappled at all. So I think this is our horse. Now, funnily enough, the eye color is actually pretty spot on. Unfortunately, that's not something that we can change in Astride yet, but I'm actually pretty happy with this. I feel like obviously it's not perfect. Oh. We can really get those underneath angles, can't we? But I'm actually pretty happy with this. I've just come in here to do a little bit of a shot of the horse, and I've actually noticed that they have actually given us some tutorials now, which is very nice. Alright, so I kind of changed up the location a little bit, and our next horse we're going to be doing is Red Dust. Now this is going to be playing around with the roan. So this horse, I don't know why the camera keeps resetting. Please. Let's go ahead and, I'm trying to think of what like base color this is. Okay, I saw this in the update that they made it so that the camera resets after 5 seconds of not touching it. And that's a little bit annoying actually, because obviously I'm like touching the thing over here and it keeps changing my angle. Why has it started doing that? Okay, I'm not sure whether this horse, this horse is probably a bay rat. Stop it! Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off all of the Tobiano as well, because I don't think we have that. Let's play around with the agouti. Wait, what's that? Oh my gosh, wait, that's cool. I didn't even see that before. Okay, so we can like turn the roan really high up, which I think we are, because this horse has quite a little bit. In fact, turn it down a little bit, and maybe there's one with it down a little bit less. Maybe that's not how this works. I think there's just different spots. Okay, well, I was really hoping that maybe the different options would mean that it was further down the neck, because it just needs to be a little bit less down the neck. Okay, no, that's it. We're changing locations. We're going back to 5 because apparently, I don't even know why it's, please. Maybe we'll, I actually thought that this would work a little bit better. Now we do have some spots, but they're not as like saturated as this. So let's see. Maybe this one here, roan 3 is possibly my favorite so far. Roan 3 or 4. In fact, roan 1 isn't the worst. It just doesn't, I really like the neck part of it up here. It's just not, it doesn't have those like spots in it. So Yeah, I'm not sure. I said roan 3 or 4, but I am actually liking roan 2 right now. I wish it was a little less saturated for those spots, just because that's how it is in Star Stable. But that's not the worst. I do think it needs to be a little bit darker though. So let's see what other bays we have. Maybe 6. 7 is pretty good. How many is there? Okay, there's 7. Alright, so yeah, I think that 7 is possibly the best for this horse. Oh, let's change the name to Red Dust. I don't know when the camera started flickering about. Let's also go ahead and we actually only have 1 leg marking on the back right leg, and it is really small, so I think it's a little bit, we can't really see it because there's a little tuft of grass. It might, as I said in the last video, I really like how the leg markings work. I think it might be a right 3 or something like that. I think that's looking okay. And I'm not seeing too much more that I can add. Yeah, I think that's as close as we're kind of going to get. Let's see. I don't think this horse... Oh yeah, this horse does have a marking on the face. Epic. Alright, so the face marking... Let me go through the full marking. What the heck, bro? I don't remember it turning around before. How am I meant to do my head markings? How did I break it? How did I actually break it? Okay, I think we actually have to do an individual and the lower face. Let's see if I can turn off the lower face. I can. Awesome. So now it's all up to the upper face to try and find something. 10 is the shape, kind of. I was actually kind of joking, but it is kind of one of the better options that we have. I mean, 14 is also, the vibes are there. So is 15. I might actually go with 15. I think that's as close as we're going to get to that, like, little bit up here with a little bit of a thinner down the nose, down the head. My horse terminology is really bad. So I think this is as close as I'm going to get with Red Dust. It's not as perfect as I would like it to be. The eye color, once again, it actually matches pretty well. But yeah, I think this is going to be the best we can get right now, unfortunately. But honestly, it's not the worst either. I don't hate it. I think I found the saddle option that I was missing before. So I think we found that. I was actually looking to turn off the camera turning backwards, but I don't think I can do that. Yay, now we've got no tag. It only took me 2 horses. Alright, so our next horse is my fjord called Milka. Now I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere, maybe it was another horse game because you know there's lots in development. I swear I saw that one horse game that is in development right now is currently working on fjords. Now I can't remember if it was Astride, but so that's a little bit, you know, iconic. Let's go ahead and take everything off now. And we also have to turn off the leg markings because this fjord Milka does not have any marking. And I don't believe we have a face marking either. So let's also go ahead and turn off face marking. This one is going to hopefully be super nice and easy. So let's go ahead and find the base color of double cream, I think it is, and this one is a little bit on the more pinker side but very light. So we've only got 4 options and I definitely think it's either 3 or 4. As I said, I did want to choose some very basic ones as well because I wanted to just smash out some horses. So honestly, I might go for 3. The sun might just be a little bit too bright on this side. It might actually be darker in other angles. And yeah, unfortunately, that's all we can do to our little milk cart here. But this is a double diluted cream. Now, I'm not sure if I should go 4. Maybe it is the 4. Our next horse, as you guys can see by the name, is Cameron Fry. I believe his Star Stable name is caramel fruit. So Cameron Fry, obviously from Ferris Bueller's Last Day Off, but here's another paint horse, but this time we are doing a base color of a chestnut. Very, very nice. Please, this camera, I'm sorry. Let me just try exiting and coming back. Let's see. Oh, thank gosh. I think it's because I went into, like, I'm trying to get a little aesthetic, not really that aesthetic, but little shots of the horses riding around. I think that makes it so in the horse creator, the camera starts resetting as well. So hopefully they fix that one soon. But let's have a look at what base colors we have. Now, he's not necessarily dark, but he is definitely darker than this. And he's less orangey. He's got more of a reddy undertone. Can I change this main color? Because it is a little bit, yeah. We got to make sure it matches this, but like a shade darker. Because I feel like this is just a little bit too dark. I think this one here might be the best we're gonna get. This one here, number 5, and I think that's a matching hair color for it, main color. For the face marking, unfortunately, once again, we have a bold face, and unfortunately, that's just not something that I've really found. So I think I'm gonna go for full face 5 because that's kind of as close as I can kind of get right now. Let's go ahead and turn on the Tobiano. This one I wasn't entirely sure whether I would be able to do it. Now we do have lower legs, which unfortunately I actually can't see, probably because one of these patterns here. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure someone was saying that like Tobianos have to have like leg markings and things like that, which I'm sure that's probably the case. But at the same time, when you have a horse creator which you're trying to be super in depth with, like I feel like it's not the end of the world if you're a little bit unrealistic with letting people still use the leg marking toggle here, because with the leg markings, I love how you can adjust every single leg incrementally by itself. I think that's really cool, and it just kind of sucks that I can't do that if I want to have a Tobiano pattern, because like as I said, this front right leg, it barely has a sock, whereas the front left leg has a really tall one. And when all of the leg markings are like matched together, that's really difficult to get. So I actually think that this one here, legs 4, is the best, even though they're a little switched around, but that's okay. Let's have a look now. Ooh, I'm really nervous about this because I don't think that I'm gonna find something that is very good. I've got low hopes. Maybe something like that with something. Oh, that's a little bit too much, isn't it? Maybe back 4. It's really not the greatest. Ooh, and this side is not good at all. Maybe front 1? Front 1 with back 5? Okay, so I'm very sorry, Cameron Fry. Cameron Fry is one of my favorite horses in Star Stable, possibly because Ferris Bueller's Last Day Off is one of my favorite films. This horse in Astride is still gorgeous, but I did not get that matching pattern at all, which I really wasn't expecting to, because I feel like Tobiano, I'm not sure if Tobiano is the base of all of the other paint patterns like Overo and everything like that, but I definitely feel like Cameron Fry might not be a Tobiano. So that's probably where, you know, the struggle comes in. I'm sure there'll be more, like even Appaloosas. We don't have Appaloosas in Astride yet, so hopefully there will be more. I don't think we can like add a gray or anything to it. Like there's no roning on this horse. I want to play around with all the little buttons. I really should just like make my own horses instead of just recreating Star Stable horses all the time. Alright, so our next horse is Dusky. I think it's Dusky. I think it might be with an IE. I wrote this down. I should just double check. It is Dusky with an IE, and this time we are experimenting with our very first done horse, which is very exciting. So, we've got a very muted, I think that this might be a very desaturated, I'm not even going to say it because I'm going to be wrong. So I really have absolutely no idea whether I'm actually gonna find one which looks good. It might be best to do a buckskin, even though there's still gonna be too much warmth. This is a very cool undertone muted horse. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find anything. So I think our best option is the very lightest buckskin. Although I can't change the main color, so maybe we'll have to do the lightest chestnut, which is very red, obviously. Palomino, maybe? The lightest Palomino with the darkest mane. That might be as close as we're gonna get. Alright, this is really exciting because for the face markings, we get to do an individual. And it's actually like super customized. So the top one is a very little star, I suppose you could call it. It's a little bit lower than the ones that we saw just before, but they might be the best we're gonna get. See, it's kind of like these ones here, but it needs to be a little bit lower, but maybe we'll just do that for now. And we've got a snip that is to the very side, and it's pretty small. So let's see what we have. 13 might be the best. It's a little bit too big. Let's see if there's a smaller version. Not really. So I think that 13 might be the jackpot for this one here. Maybe I'll do the number 3 for the upper face. It's not quite, you know, nail on the head for this horse and star stable, but I think we kind of left the nail on the head when we couldn't get the color, you know? And we've also, I might actually do a bit of a Tobiano pattern. Now this does kind of suck because we have to have legs. Because, okay, let's just experiment. Let's do none and let's see. Is there one which is like super simple at the back here? We're definitely not going to get the same marking, but we could get something which is super simple, you know, just like little taste, the vibes, if you will. Something like 10. Or maybe 12, but unfortunately, yeah, we have to have these legs here, which I really didn't want to have. So let's see, how small can we go on the legs? Maybe something like that. It's really not good because of the legs, I feel, in my mind. Time for the moment of truth, you guys. Let's turn on the done option. Okay, so we can make, we've got quite a thick line, so let's turn that on as much as we can. And okay, so it really desaturates the coat. I did not realize that, but I really want to have this line visible because it's very visible in Star Stable. So let's see, maybe we can actually go a bit for a darker color. In fact, we might be able to do, oh no, the bay doesn't let us change the main color. So yeah, I think chestnut is one of the only options that we have, which honestly, this one here actually isn't the worst. Let's maybe make it, you know, matching. The disappointment that I feel in myself. What if we add a roan to it? No, that does not help. Ooh, but I do like how thick that line is there. Maybe if we just make it as light as possible? No. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best. I don't know if this is worse. Oh, which one was it before? Oh yeah, Cameron Fry. I don't know if this is worse or better than Cameron Fry, but I think I'm gonna put my hands down because otherwise I will spend literally like 2-3 hours on this video and I'm only trying to spend like an hour. Whether these horses are perfect or not, they're still like super gorgeous in their own way. I love this horse. It's very pretty. Also, I just have to say the turning animation on these horses is quite beautiful, but I find it a little bit slow sometimes when I'm trying to jump. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just really bad at circling into jumps, you know. Oh my goodness. But the turning animation is pretty cool. Like, look at that. That's a pretty cool animation. We have got 2 horses left to recreate, and our next one is Lost Ship. Also, yes, I have been restarting my game every single time to combat the camera glitch thing, which is fine. This game is obviously pretty quick to start up. But yes, Lost Ship is a Palomino. Nope. Buckskin? And I feel like this one here might be a tad bit easier to recreate. Obviously, we cannot get that main like white and black and a little bit of brown streaks in there. But I feel like this should be easier on the Tobiano pattern. Unfortunately, once again, we can't customize those leg markings, so we will have markings on every single leg. I feel like it's such a small thing, but it makes such a big difference that the marking is on every single leg. Now, I feel like we actually can't get this tone of buckskin. Maybe this horse is not even a buckskin. I would not put it past me. So I think we might do this one here. Actually, maybe if we turn off the dun, that would definitely help. And yeah, because this horse has the black on the legs, we can actually change the agouti? I don't know how to say it. Okay, maybe we can actually go a little bit lighter. Maybe the lighter will give off that, like, I think it's once again, this horse is very warm tone. We need like a cooler tone for Lost Ship. I actually have zero clue what this horse's nickname is. As always, it's so bad, you guys. This face marking is also super fun. I think that the best bet we're gonna get is obviously a full face marking, and let's see what we have. I think that these markings look amazing, and I'm sure they'll add more, because like as always, you can have literally hundreds of face markings, and you could always have more, because obviously as much as customizable this is, it isn't like paint your own face marking onto the horse. I'm very sorry for my hair today, you guys. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this face marking at all. It really does not go over the eye. I think one of the closest things we're going to get is something like this, which isn't perfect at all, but it kind of has that like vibe of like, it's a little heart, but just imagine the heart is the eye. Maybe don't do that. But let's work on the Tobiano pattern now. So we will turn on Tobiano, and unfortunately we just gotta leave the legs, whatever the legs are doing. We do actually have a really short one on one of the front legs, so we're just gonna do legs 5. And let's see, we want a front marking. 3 is okay. We want something that leaves the neck alone a bit and just kind of brings, that one's really pretty. Maybe something like that. It needs to be a little bit inverted though. I wonder if there's one on the back which could get like far enough up the front. I'm not really sure. In fact, there's only really a back marking on like this side. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah, something like that is probably as good as we're gonna get. And let's work on the front marking again. Okay, this side isn't too bad. I don't hate that. But this side, I think we're gonna have to go for front 1. I think we're gonna have to go for front 1. It's not the greatest. Does this horse have a buckskin? I don't think we do. I didn't take a picture of the top, so I'm going by memory. I don't think this horse, sorry, doesn't have a dun pattern on it. It's not the greatest. This side is actually okay. It's this side, which isn't the greatest, but it's all about the vibe. And I feel like the vibe is possibly there. Our very last horse for this video is Red Berry, aka, pretty sure her nickname is Syra. It's a type of wine. And we have a very plain bay horse. We're finishing off, hopefully, very chill. We've got a very dark muted color, so maybe something like this. I think we've already used this one. I've noticed that Astride horses are very warm, and I didn't really notice that before. It's not really until you're trying to recreate horses that I feel like I start to obviously I'm spending a lot more time in horse creation than I did last time. I'm really noticing that these horses are very warm, and I've chosen kind of like cooler horses, and like maybe a Star Stable is just a little bit less saturated or something like that. So we definitely need something dark, but I don't think we're gonna get the perfect the perfect look. And next up, we don't have any leg markings, but let's do the agouti. And it's pretty high, and maybe not that high. Actually, it is probably that high. And I find it very fun to do the agouti. Agouti is the British.
Agouti.
Okay. And we actually have a very fun face marking. Well, it's not super fun because it is probably just going to be a full face marking, but I believe I've seen something kind of like it, maybe. Maybe I'm making that up. Yes. See, 2022 kind of has that vibe. So I think I'm going to do... What's with your ears? Wait, are the ears like extremely long? Are you channeling your inner like kangaroo or something? What's going on? This horse's name is now Kangaroo. This isn't my absolute favorite just because of this like base color. It's just not like, it's very warm toned. I don't know what I had before. Did I have 7 or 6? I think I had 6. Oh, now I'm not sure. What if we add a roan to it? No, that does not work. I'm just trying to like dull it down. What about a gray? Yeah, that doesn't work either. Yeah, I don't think even adding a dun to it's really gonna help. So this here is our final horse. I feel like I'm very happy about the face marking. I think that gets the vibe across nicely. But yeah, just the whole coloring. I'm sure we'll see more, obviously. This is still pre-alpha. I just wanted to have a bit of fun in the horse creator today. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know if you want to see some more Astride content. I'm not sure. I might leave the game alone for a little bit and just wait for like major updates or something before we continue doing stuff, unless you guys really want to see some more horse creations. But as much as there is so much detail in these horses and the horse creation, I feel like it still lacks quite a bit of options to be able to make a lot of like good recreations, I suppose. But I had so much fun playing around with the horse creator today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen my first reaction, it's going to be on the screen right now. You can see me play the game for the first time, struggle my tiny brain out. Let me know whether you guys have bought the early access version of Astride, but I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!